Mashiba has a date. This is unbelievable. Has he finally used his eyebrow riz? Who could it be? Kumi couldn't believe that her brother had game like that, so she started tailing him. Ippo joined her and asked her where he was, but he sat mere meters away. How is this tailing? They're basically sitting together. Ippo says he's a boxer aiming for the world. Of course the ladies want him. And there she is. Let's see what cheeks Mashiba is clapping tonight. Huh? Who's this? It's Itagaki. Itagaki baited Mashiba into sparring with him in return for valuable information on his sister's dating life. While Mashiba is sipping on that coffee, he asks him about the beach incident. When Itagaki says nothing happened, Mashiba says he can't believe it. A man and a woman spending the night together and nothing happened? Softness. Itagaki had been snitching on Kumi the whole time for some sparring sessions. But what happens next is where the juicy part starts. Itagaki starts getting a little confrontational. He straight up says it's too bad those two aren't making any progress. Mashiba likes it that way. He'll never accept Ippo going out with her. But wouldn't he say the same thing for another dude? What did he say to me? He says that Mashiba's attitude ain't right. Ippo almost shits his pants when he hears that line. Itagaki goes deeper though. He says Kumi is a nice lady but still doesn't have a boyfriend. It's Mashiba's fault. But as he hears this, Mashiba grabs him by his shirt.
Daddy, chill.
This is it. Ippo the coward just watches as his student gets butchered. Mashiba says they have no parents. He's her guardian. Itagaki keeps pushing back. It isn't right. Mashiba is close to explosion. Ippo says he's going to be killed. Itagaki says she's an adult. Mashiba should use a little common sense. She has to make her own decisions. Mashiba lets go of Itagaki and says, and now a golden piece of advice. If he represses her, she might end up rebelling. Mashiba immediately does a 180 and says, this guy is spittin'. The two are shocked by Itagaki's level 100 speech skills. They end up kind of agreeing. Itagaki understands him since he has a sister as well. And out of nowhere, Mashiba says, anyway, your movements are really fast. He's the only one since Miyata who dodged that left so well. Damn, since Miyata? That's crazy. Mashiba starts glazing Itagoku and says he doesn't lie. He's even more talented than Miyata. What? They're talking on equal terms now. But wait, there's something else. Itagaki says he doesn't care about Imai that much anymore. He wasn't the one who destroyed his confidence. It was Ippo. He thought it would be okay if he lost. But Ippo lecturing him got to him. He wanted Ippo to tell him that he looked like a pro. But would that even help? Would he gain his confidence from that? Let's take a look. In their first pro fight, Itagaki was holding his own. He even went into an infight with Imai. He was evolving in real time. When he saw all those punches in the pocket, he got horny that Ippo saw exactly this in his fights. And even the head-to-head clashes made him hot and excited. This is the world Ippo was living in. He wanted to see more of this world. No matter how much Imai sparked him, Itagaki had the same glow in his eyes. He seemed resistant to damage. It was even said that he's a true pro. Imai didn't know what changed in him, but he's a completely different man with a force of will now. But Imai's punches are stronger than Itagaki's pillow hands. Miyata said so himself. For every 10 punches of Itagaki, Imai wipes it all out with a single punch. Nothing is more irrational, but that's boxing. He even sympathized with him, because they're similar, even down to the quick temper. The body blows were too much. His body was at its limits. There will be no more stylish footwork and barrages. When everything falls apart and Gaki is unconscious in between rounds, his senpai rushes to him. Ippo shouts his name. You bitch! And just like Date's wife, he looks at him and uses telepathy. Itagaki immediately knows what's up. This was the affirmation he needed. He's ready to go. By the way, Gaki compares Ippo's punches with Imai's. He says they're similar. That's how hurt he is right now. But he doesn't want to be seen giving up in front of his senpai. It's not about winning or losing anymore. He'll stay in the fight until the end. Itagaki survives the whole fight against all odds and ends up winning by points, which still was extremely close. Imai realizes that Gaki won because of their different environments. Itagaki is surrounded by real pros. That was his driving force in this fight. But let's be real. This was not a wipeout win. He won barely with his fighting spirits, and all of this comes to a close in their second fight. Imai disabled all of Itagaki's weapons strategically. He killed his legs, and when he wanted to use feints with his upper body, Imai pressed into him so he didn't have to look at his feints. And then he pinned him into the corner so he couldn't move at all. He was a sitting duck. This was simple analysis on his part. He even learned everything about Itagaki's superpower. He turned it around and made it his biggest weakness. Can you imagine seeing your own punch in slow motion in your peripheral vision? That realization shocked him so much that he looked like this in full terror mere moments before Imai hit him with the break. And this internal speech is wild. He says, how does it feel to see yourself beaten so nice and slowly? Is the picture clear enough for you? Everyone envies your speed, reflexes and sharp sight, but right now, it's pure hell for him. I don't know why he can't turn off his slow-mo vision, but the fact that his body is so weak and turns off the moment he receives a body shot is a big problem. I mean, it's clear that he would have won by points again if Imai hadn't devised the perfect anti-chrono strategy. But that's exactly it. You need a proper strategy. If you really want to win by points, don't push into him. Don't engage in brawls and work from the outside. Imai's punches are too dangerous. They can't turn Itagaki's game off just like that. It's simple maths. Take one and you're done. Take none and you'll have one. I do think that Itagaki needs to change his mindset though. Fighting for yourself is more important than not wanting to disappoint others. Once he has that locked down, I think we'll see improvements. It's also his evolution as a fighter that led to his loss. He evolved so fast mid-fight that he couldn't handle his excitement. He needs to grow into it and use it at will. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hit the subscribe button and I'll see you in the next one.